KwaZulu-Natal Premier Willies Mchunu has received the final report of the Moerane Commission from its chairperson, Advocate Marumo Moerane. The commission was set up by the Premier in 2016 to investigate the spate of killings in the province which were suspected to be politically motivated. To tell us more about the Moerane Commission report, we are joined from our Durban studios by the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Willies Mchunu. Premier, thank you very, very much for joining us and welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you, Leanne, and morning to you and morning to all the viewers.
Premier, let's start off with some of the events that happened yesterday in terms of the media. Apparently there was a walkout. They were put in a holding room for over an hour. There were lots of delays. What was happening? Why was there so many delays yesterday?
Leanne, let me firstly apologize to all the media people who did heed our call to come to the handover. We probably made a mistake by putting a time at which media could be around. But then I don't think that it was the proper time. But also we did not anticipate that when the report was being tabled, it could take that long. But Advocate Moerane took the whole executive committee on almost everything from the founding through the terms of their references, the commission understood them, right to the findings and the recommendations. And all that process took quite a long time, and I really sincerely do apologize. It wasn't intentional. I think with hindsight, we should have at least alerted the media in between that we are getting delayed.
Yeah. I suppose going forward, one would hope, because the media are there to cover a story and to respect you. So I suppose that respect needs to be reciprocated, and we do appreciate you acknowledging the fact that there was a lack of respect there. So let's now go into the report. When did you finally receive it?
Yesterday, we were supposed to sit from 2 o'clock, and we did sit from about 2:15. I suppose we sat right up to about 3:45. And Leanne, as I've said, Advocate Moerane took us through almost everything from the founding terms of reference to the end. And there was an opportunity for MECs to ask questions where matters were not quite clear and where issues did not seem to have been reflected upon. But all of those were then explained by the Commission. All of us were much happy that this work has now finally been concluded. We were also very happy that a lot of experience went into this matter, and almost everything that has been gone through was done thoroughly. And now we are very clear that the findings cannot be disputed by anybody. We are also very clear of the recommendations, which are now our responsibility. It is now our responsibility to make sure that those recommendations are properly implemented, but obviously that will be done after going through a process of handover to the legislature, which we should do within 21 days. And I'm certain the Speaker also, in accordance with legislation, will then allocate that report to the relevant portfolio committee, and our recommendation to the Speaker will be to allocate it to 2 committees, to a joint committee of the Premier's Portfolio Committee and the Portfolio Committee for Community Safety and Liaison, just to make sure that no relevant committee is left out of the process, but we do not dictate on matters of the legislature. We can only make recommendations.
Okay. What about the public? Now, there had been some speculation and hope that this would be made public and that the media would be able to get a copy of this. It seems that since this has not been the case and that this is not going to be made public. However, it is left to your jurisdiction as to whether or not it will be made public. So can we ask you, is the public going to be able to see this report?
Leanne, if that is a view, I think the view is misinformed. Clearly, legislation obligates the Premier to hand it over to the legislature, but after the process of the Portfolio Committee, and as soon as the Portfolio Committee has made their comments known through the Speaker to the Premier also again has a stipulated time frame within which to then release the report to the public. In this instance, even besides just legislation that is obligatory, we are duty bound. By all means, we can't say this report cannot go to the public. When we initiated it in the first instance, it was because it was members of the public out there who were saying to us, but what's government doing? And how can government, what should government be doing? And it was at the instance of that this report was commissioned. Now, if it is now out, it can only be in the interest of the public that this report is released. And remember, Leanne, also, there are many communities out there, there are many persons out there who have been victims of this unnecessary, very unnecessary violence. Now, we can't therefore stop that. One other motivating factor is obviously the fact that we don't want this to continue. And we don't want it to occur again that we have such a carnage in our province. If people still have consciences, then this report will serve as that conscience instigation instrument. So we want the report to go to the public. That's what the Executive Council ruled yesterday.
Indeed, indeed. All right, so speculation that this is not going to be made public is incorrect, and you have said that yourself, so we'll wait on that being made public. A very big question, and we'll take a break after this, but why did you not go the SAPS route? Why did you feel that a commission of inquiry into these killings, that while this commission was happening, killings were still happening and are still happening, and there doesn't seem to be any investigation taking place that is bringing about some calm? So yes, the commission has been taking place, and that's a great step forward. However, that started in 2016. We're sitting in 2018, and there has been so much blood since then.
No, Leanne, I don't think it would be accurate that we did not go through the SAPS. We are government. As the provincial government, we work with the SAPS directly. We work with all the other agencies directly through the Department of Community Safety and Liaison, but also directly as the Premier. I have strong interactions with the security agencies. The only thing is that you must remember that when political violence occurs, it is not just the police, because it is not just policing. It could be anything else that triggers. And our task was to go to the root cause. And the SAPS by themselves as a machinery, they are guided by law, they are guided by prescripts of what they should investigate and how they should investigate it and what route that needs to be taken. In these instances, we wanted to go to the root cause. We wanted to unearth the real truth. And it is in the interest of the public. We saw it necessary that the public should know, but also everybody else should know, and we need to understand the patterns. What causes this violence? How is it manifesting itself? Even though we can see some of the manifestations ourselves, but it's useful to get a person with integrity, to get a structure with integrity, to now unearth for us. After receiving this report yesterday, I feel very confident that as the Executive Council and myself as the Premier in particular can speak with authority now of why do we say such and such is happening because of X, Y, Z. If that had not been done, I'm still confident that even however much we were to speak to people and explain our points of view on what is this cause of violence and what needs to be done to stem it out. So it is not only the police, unfortunately.
I'm gathering from your answer,
the main instrument for
Premier,
this.
I'm gathering from your answer that you are satisfied with what the Moerane Commission have handed over to you. It's a long piece of investigations. 60 witnesses, as we mentioned, have been interviewed. I think it's over 424 pages long. So you are satisfied that you can get to grips with what's going on in KZN now, and there will be a solution.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we are satisfied that we now know the cause, and we are satisfied that we can say to everybody else, this is the main cause.
All right, Premier, we're going to take a very quick break. We'll come back. There's lots more to talk about here on the situation in KwaZulu-Natal. The Moerane Commission's findings have been handed over to the Premier. As you heard him saying, he is confident that with these findings, he can now find lasting, peaceful solutions in KZN. Do you believe him? Do you think that this is going to happen? Write to us at Morning Live, SABC. This conversation continues after the break.